Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Haunt Talk. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Lessons in Fear in Perrysville, Ohio. It's very close to Mansfield, Ohio, to kind of give you some bearing on where it's at if you haven't heard of it. This is a newer haunt. This is their third year, correct?
Yes.
And it is in a very large old school, hence the name Lessons in Fear. So they kind of go with that a little bit. With that being said, we'll go ahead and get into review and start talking about sets and props. This place had a ton of both sets and props.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this many animatronics in a place for quite a while, and it was impressive that I don't think I saw anyone malfunctioning or anything. They were mainly there for distractions, so they didn't really I feel like the use of them was fine.
Yeah.
They weren't overused because there was still good amount of actors, blah blah blah. And this place has it's 3 different stories, and it's really just scene after scene. There's no particular theme. I mean, they do kind of have some school stuff, but it's not just school. There's the whole first floor is mainly kind of like a mental ward / hospital kind of theme.
Yeah, they pretty much have your typical haunted house stuff, mental asylum, clowns, you got a mad scientist lab, things like that, basic stuff you see in haunted houses.
And there's some cool ones. There's a museum, which was pretty cool. That was really neat.
Yeah, that was unique.
They kind of did an Egyptian. They also had an art gallery thing in there, which is something you really enjoyed.
I
There's
really
a lot of art.
That.
Of course, strange, I don't exactly know who made the art and stuff. But,
yeah, it reminded me a lot of Night Gallery, if you're familiar with that old TV show. It very much reminded me of that, so.
But yeah,
it was very cool.
A lot of the scenes in here were really well done and stuff. Lots of detail they put in them and stuff. Mm-hmm. We didn't do a review, but we were here about 3 years ago when for the first year they opened. And man, they've added a lot to it. The place is definitely very made, especially on the first floor, which allows the actors to kind of weave in and out. The design of the place is just it's really It's very unique, I guess, in a way where it really feels like the actors are able to utilize that. And I thought that was cool how the rooms switch back and forth.
Yeah.
So they had the school room was really cool. That was a really cool room that we liked.
Yeah, it was really creepy and a bunch of old school desks, and there were some figures sitting in them and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, the first floor probably had the most switchback walls. There were still quite a few scenes, but there was also it was a bit different design than the rest of the haunted house. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of walking through white walls, and there'd be kind of scenes you didn't actually go inside of, which I thought was because a lot the rest of the haunted house.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a mixture, I guess, throughout the whole thing of scenes you walked through the middle of, and then scenes you just kind of looked at. But all of them are decorated really well. And they said there's tons of cool stuff there, so we gave them a 9.5 in this category. Very impressive. Next up is actors. They were very, very good. They stalked you, they followed you, they had good dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My shoe got untied, and I had to stop, and we were actually being stalked by Jason.
Yeah.
And he actually stopped and waited while I tied my shoe. He actually had his legs crossed, he was huffing puffing, oh, come on, hurry up. It was kind of funny. And then we went on our way after my shoe was tied.
And back to I was thinking about the design of this place, because I thought it was cool because I don't think there's really as many actors as there seemed to be in the first 2 floors, because they were able to like go through like room. They were able to like however this place is designed is to go from room to room and scare you multiple times, which I thought was unique. You'd see people towards the beginning, and then like towards the end, you'd see like the same people because they were able to like switch through the rooms.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of curtains that kind of like I think where they can like go through. It's like those draped down things.
Yeah.
Also, something I thought was really interesting because the place can be a little bit confusing because of all the different doorways and stuff. And this goes more into sets and props, but I kind of forgot about it. Is they had like bloody footprints for you to kind of follow, which I thought was unique.
Yeah.
So that way you never really got lost. The only complaint we had for actors is the third floor. There was only about 3 people. And the third floor, I think, had some of my favorite sets. The lab was cool. The museum. They had this big, it was kind of like I think it was like a big cemetery type scene type of thing.
Yeah.
One of those all red lit. But no one really scared
no
us. There, like I said, in the lab, there's a couple people that kind of followed us, but there's like we're almost no actors in that last floor. Maybe they went home early for the night or something because we got there kind of later, about 10:30, because we had hit up other places. But the actors that were there, especially the first 2 floors, they were very, very good. So we gave them a 9. So just unfortunately there wasn't as many as I would have liked to see on that top floor, but it might have just been that night.
Right, so we're moving on to scare factor. They had some pretty good scares. They had drop panels that did not look like drop panels. Like I don't even know where they were. Like all of a sudden it was just drop and there was a guy, and that was really, really interesting.
Yeah, it was. And people just appear out of nowhere. There'd just be a person following you. Be like, where did they even come from? Like, I don't know if they were hiding in the scenes. Like, they had really good hiding spots. The one thing I got ties with what I thought was kind of strange, though, is a lot of the scenes that we walked through didn't actually have necessarily, like, a scare. And then some did, but a lot of times it happened in the hall, like, right before the scene or right after the scene.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a little bit weird. I would have liked more of the scenes to have scares in the scene itself. Mm-hmm. I mean, we still got decently scared though, because again, the actors were very good. Props even got me a couple times from kind of coming out of places I didn't expect, or as like a distraction. So it was definitely decently scary. It's also I felt like this place was a lot of fun because I never felt like it was like overbearing. Another thing that was really cool is the sound design.
Yeah, they had like just like really creepy stuff, like, and it was all geared towards what you were walking through. So if you were walking through like like the insane asylum, you were hearing like weird moans and screams and just really like unnerving. It sounded like someone was behind you, but there wasn't anybody behind you, and it changed from each area that you went to. Like they had it set up very well, definitely very well.
Yeah, so they got us quite a few times. Again, unfortunately, so that the top floor didn't have tons of scares there, but we thought it was pretty decently scary. We gave it an 8.5.
All right, so moving on to value, the Lessons in Fear is $18 to get in for general admission, and it took us about 20 minutes to go through the haunt, so that's a pretty decent.
They also have a little pre-show thing where you do get scared. It's outside. If you add that, if you include that, which you kind of can, it's kind of up to you, because it's called Slaughterville. Slaughterville, yeah. Because there are people out there that did get us.
Yeah.
Which you could probably add another 3 to 5 minutes to that. And if you walk slower, I mean, we walk pretty slow. You could probably anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes even. So, I mean, it's definitely decent in length. It's at 3 floors. And again, if there would have been more actors on that top floor, they probably would have slowed us down a bit because we were just kind of just walking through the scenes. We weren't really interrupted at all there.
Yeah.
So I think if they had that more filled, it probably would have been a little bit longer. But still, the value is really good. We gave it a 9.5. We think it's a really good value. $18 is below, I would say, probably like what most places would charge, or at about average. So real good value there. Right, so that brings us to our overall score, which we gave this place a 9. We really had a fun time here, and also the people were very nice. Like the people that weren't like haunt actors, like the ticket booth guy, even the person that parked us, that came up and talked to us. They were real slow when we got there because we got there really late. So it was nice they came up and were personable and talked to us. And like at the gift shop at the end, they asked us what we liked, and stuff like that. How if we had a good time, people were just seemed really nice. I love when people are passionate about what they do.
Yes.
And you can definitely tell the people that do this are, because it did used to be a home haunt as well, didn't it?
Yes, it was actually a home haunt. Actually around the North Royalton kind of area, around Cleveland area, and then they decided to expand into
A professional haunt.
professional.
Yeah. And they're definitely doing a good job, and I'm excited to see. I mean, this is only the third year, and they're already, I mean, pretty much on par with haunts that have been doing it for much longer. So I'm really excited to see, what the future brings for them. So make sure you check them out. And it's real nice. Like I said, they're in that group of like Trail of Nightmares, of course, Blood Prison at Mansfield. In this place, they all kind of advertise for each other. So if you're in the area, I mean, there's 3 great haunts. All of those haunts are absolutely excellent. Mansfield used to be lacking, but that haunt we gave them really good reviews too. We did that one this year, and Trail of Nightmares we did last year, and that was excellent. We tried to do that one this year, but we got downpoured on and weren't able to make it back, unfortunately. But I guarantee you it's worth your time. It's a great trail.
All right, so that's it. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We do have a Facebook page that is dedicated just to Haunt Talk. We try to post all the videos on there and any other little tidbits and such, and any news or whatever. Make sure you go and like that as well. We do have a Patreon page if you would like to give. We're asking just like a few dollars to help us continue making videos for you throughout the year. Other than that, we'll see you next time.
Thanks.